Now back to Inside Real Estate. Here's Mike the Realtor.
Hey folks, Mike Kruizinga. We're back. Inside Real Estate website, InsideRealEstateRadio.com. You want to give us a shout, 888-787-KLIF, 888-787-KLIF. We're going to get into some insurance talk. And by the way, you've got questions for Richard Tonihka of Goosehead Insurance. We are going to take those calls. Home, auto, toys, motorcycle. Hey, oh my God. We finally got some sun today, and, you guys, I'm a Harley rider myself, and I'm not getting out today because I'm heading pretty much straight to the airport and getting out of town, but we haven't had much sun to be riding, and so for you guys and gals that are going to get out there and enjoy the motorcycles today, motorcycle insurance isn't cheap, and well, actually, I take that back. It is pretty reasonable.
Yes, it is.
But the policies aren't very good, was what I was going to say, because we have so many, accessories. We have to be careful about that, and you could take care of that.
Yes, you got to make sure that you get a policy with OEM original parts.
Parts, yeah, and all the accessories, because we accessorize our MCs big time, and then often put more into them that way than anything else. Folks, by the way, we're talking to Richard Tonihka of Goosehead Insurance, and his phone number, 817-286-2002. All your insurance needs, give him a call, 817-286-2002. And feel free to give us a call if you want to ask him anything online. I believe we've got a pair of Rangers tickets here to give away. So, call in, talk to Richard, and, snag a pair of Rangers tickets as well. By the way, these are going to be Rangers tickets to the outdoor stadium that's sitting right there right now. No air-conditioned stadium future tickets. No. Well, Richard, how's it going today?
It's going fantastic. Thank you for having me here today. I've enjoyed it.
Good to have you, and looking forward to having you as a regular part of the show. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about your company and what you're doing and how you can help everybody out there.
Well, when I meet people, I tell everybody there are two things that you can do. You can call an 800 number, which obviously I wouldn't advise.
No,
because you're not going to have going through an 800 number. You're never going to have that relationship, and that's what this really is a relationship between your agent and the customer. And I try to get to know each and every one of my customers. That way, I'm making sure that I give you the right policy at the right price. I mean, we all have a budget, and I mean, we all want the best policy that we can absolutely get.
Right.
But we also all have a budget also.
Sure.
And so there are different risks. I mean, everything is a bit of going back and forth, making sure that I understand exactly what your needs are and what your budget is, and offering you the best options.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I'm able to do that is I don't have just one carrier. I have over 20 different carriers that I shop you with. And so this year, Company A may be your best option. Next year, we'll shop you again, and Company B may be your best option. I don't have any allegiances to the carriers. I have a fiduciary right or responsibilities to them, but my ultimate goal is to make sure that my customers are taken care of. And I do that by being able to offer them a wide range of different products and from different carriers. And by getting to know them, I understand what their needs are, and you really have to ask all the questions and to get to understand what the needs are.
Yeah, absolutely. As I know business very well, and your business model with Goosehead it's honestly a no-brainer. Look, folks, you could go to Company A, and guess what? Company A wants to put you in Company A's box and sell you what they have, and there's nothing wrong with that, but when you go to Richard, he shops the 20 plus companies for you, and he can, mix and match. He can take you and put you with one company for your homeowner's policy, but maybe auto is better somewhere else, and still give you that bundle discount.
Exactly.
And so he doesn't have to put all of your policies with just one group. He's got that flexibility. You need to go to any other company, and they don't have that flexibility.
Exactly. And every company, like you said, I mean, it's not a one size fits all.
No, it's not.
And so there may be different options, different endorsements that you need on your particular house that Company A may not have, or they may have extra endorsements that you don't want, but they can't do anything about it. Normally, when you're dealing with a single company, there's only two things that they can do if you're looking to save money on your rate. They can either reduce the coverage that you're being offered, or they can increase your deductibles. Neither one of them are very attractive options for customers.
No, not at all. Not friendly at all.
No, not at all. and anyone all of us that have gone through and had a claim with all these hailstorms that we've had recently really understands where your deductible is and why it's so important. And so going through there, talking about this with the customers, I make sure that I teach as much as I can. That way people understand, or my customers understand exactly what they're getting. That I'm their partner. I'm in this with them, because I'm going to be the second or third call that they make on a very bad day.
Yeah, absolutely.
To make sure, and I don't want to sit up there and have to tell someone, you know what, we didn't have this coverage because we wanted to save $50.
Right.
Or $100. And because at the end of the day, that $50 or $100, when you're looking at thousands and thousands of dollars, isn't really going to matter.
No, not at all. Yeah, I mean, when you need insurance, you want to make sure you've got it. And, look, insurance isn't something that we necessarily look at all the time, but you want to have the best policy and, at the best price as well. But, sometimes those two things coincide, and then sometimes you need to pay a little bit more for more protection. But it just depends on your situation. But the nice thing about what you can do is that you've got so much flexibility with the companies that you work with, the companies that you shop. It's just going to give the consumer more options. And, you combine that with the fact you're local. And, look, folks, you want to work with somebody who's local and in the neighborhood. And, why do you want to deal with some 800 number and who knows where they're at? They may not even be in this country, for crying out loud. We don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, when you're going to customer service, who knows what you're going to get. So, dial that 800 number. You'd be lucky to get to somebody at some point anyway. Once you go through 5 rounds of automated this, that, and the other, and then you give them all your information just to finally get somebody, and they ask you for all the same information you gave them 10 times automatedly anyway.
And, I mean, I've done the 800 number in the past myself. I'm not going to lie. I've done that, and getting through and talking to, I have person A tell me one thing, call back, and I do exactly what they say. I think everything's being taken care of. Call back. Can't talk to person A. I got to talk to person B, and I have to run through everything all over again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and person A was in Phoenix, and person B is in New York City. New York City.
And so, calling me or calling my service team, it's going to be the same person that you're talking to all the time, because we're here to take care of you.
Yeah. You're located right here in Arlington, right in the center of the Metroplex. You handle all the Metroplex and Texas as well, right?
Yes. Anywhere in the state of Texas that you want to insure, I'm available.
Yeah, because, I mean, we have listeners listening all the way down to Austin, out to East Texas, and all the way up to Red River. So, anywhere, we've got a wide listening area. And so if you're listening in any of those areas and you're thinking about, hey, I got some toys that need to get covered, I need a new policy, give Richard a call. You're definitely going to want to talk to him, and he's going to take care of you. He's a good guy, and he's going to care about you. You know what? And he's the type of guy that's going to just give you a call randomly and say, hey, how's it going? And the 800 number is not going to call you.
No.
Unless, of course, you missed your policy payment. Then the 800 number will call you nonstop. How you can reach Richard, folks, 817-286-2002. And if you want to talk to us right now, you can, 888-787-KLIF. We've got a couple of Rangers tickets to give away, so if you want to holler at us, give us a shout. Let's talk a little bit more about you and why folks want to go with the Goosehead.
Well, aside from having that personal touch and knowing your agent, my whole thing is to make sure that you have the best policy at the best price. Unlike the carriers, I want to keep your rate absolutely as low as possible.
They want to go the opposite way.
Exactly.
Have we ever gotten an insurance bill and the price went down? No. Our policies always go up. So distinguishing factor here.
Yes.
Richard does the opposite for you.
I work diligently to make sure that I am doing the absolute best that I can to make sure that you're saving as much money always, not just the first year or the second year. I want you to be a customer for life. And so I work hard to make sure that you've got the best policy at the best price. But I always say it in that order, because it doesn't matter how much you're saving if you're getting a bad policy. So the first thing that we concentrate on is the coverage and the policy that you have or that I'm offering you. And then we talk about prices. There are certain risks that I'm willing to take on my insurance policy that you may not be, or it may be the exact opposite, that you're willing to take risks that I'm not willing to. And so that's where getting in and getting to know you, I understand your needs, your wants, and why you are looking at this particular kind of policy. I don't have any preconceived notions for anyone that I deal with on, oh no, this is what you need. I have to understand you in order to understand what your needs are. And then on top of that is going through and dealing with the different carriers, knowing who's going to be best for your situation, who's usually going to offer the best prices for your situation, and then bundling, because like you said, if you've got toys, if you've got flood policy, home, auto, life, commercial, flood policies, all that stuff I can offer you. And it's not just one company for each, it's multiple companies for each different product type. And so when I'm shopping your life insurance, I'm not just shopping 1, 2, or 3 different carriers. It's just like doing home where I'm shopping over 20 different carriers for your life policy. So I'm going to be able to offer you the best price for those policies as well. Mm-hmm. And so it's really looking at the big picture of how everything fits together, because what you really don't want to have is you're overinsured over here, but you're underinsured over here. And so by placing it with me, we're able to look at all the different categories that where you need insurance, which, let's face it, we all have to have insurance. There's no getting around it.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And so dealing with one person, they're able to map out a plan and show you exactly, I'm able to show you exactly why I've chosen the things that I've chosen. And that's through our conversations and everything else. But at the end of the day, it's their policy. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to do whatever they want me to do. I'll just explain to them why I set it up the way I've set it up and the advantages and disadvantages of setting it up that way, because there's always give and take with everything.
Absolutely. And really, I mean, it takes, for some of our listeners out there, it may be a perspective change, because, they may be stuck with, the same insurance company that their parents were with. Their parents were with State Farm, and so they're with State Farm, and they've just, that's all there is to it. There's no switching around, it's like, other products, your dad used Barbasol shaving cream, son used Barbasol, and never thought about changing, never even thought about it at all. Those types of things, those types of perspectives exist. And so maybe, parents were with Allstate, and they just keep going with Allstate. Folks, it's a different world out there now, okay? It's totally different. If you want to stay in one little box and think that little box fits everybody in the nation, well, okay. Okay with your small little perspective there. But wouldn't you want someone who can shop all the companies behind the scenes? Okay, these are the companies that are behind the scenes that do the underwriting internationally, all over the place. These aren't companies that you can go to. You can't just search online and say, I can go find this company that Richard has access to. You might be able to find information about them, but you can't go to them direct.
And even if they could, I'm able to offer, by being a Goosehead agent and having my agency, I'm able to offer discounts that that the companies don't let an average or just any other independent agency offer. We do such high volume that we're able to offer better discounts for our customers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. I mean, the companies that you can shop behind the scenes, people do not have access to them, and to get them best policies, best deals. I don't think anybody's ever come to Goosehead and said, they didn't get a better policy and probably a better rate because, they were stuck with whoever they were stuck with, and they were probably stuck with them for a long time. The rates probably went up and up and up, and certainly didn't go down. And it's a no-brainer, folks. I mean, I don't know what else I can tell you. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Oh, yeah. Just give me a call, and I'll do my absolute best to give you the best policy at the best price. Absolutely.
Folks, we're talking with Richard Tonihka, Goosehead Insurance Agency, right here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, in the heart of the Dallas-Fort Worth area in Arlington. You can reach him at 817-286-2002, 817-286-2002. Home, auto, life, toys, otherwise, give Richard a call, and he's going to be a regular part of the show right here inside Real Estate. And folks, hey, we're going to take a short break. Then we're going to come on back. And guess who we got on the show? We got Bill Wayburn on the show. Folks, come on back. See you in a few.